ಸುಮಧುರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಮಯ ಇನ್ನೇನು 12 ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಮುಂಬೈ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಸಹಪ್ರಸಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಮೂಡಿ ಬರಲಿವೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗೋಣ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
हम बोल रहे हैं विविध भारती से. प्रस्तुत है कार्यक्रम पल पल दिल के पास.
कहीं करती होगी वो मेरा इंतजार, जिसकी तमन्ना में फिरता हूँ बेकरार. कहीं करती होगी वो मेरा इंतजार, जिसकी तमन्ना में गिरता हूँ बेकरार. दूर जुल्फों की छाँवों से कहता हूँ मैं हवाओं से, उसी बुद्ध की रज़ाओं.
According to what I have heard about myself, I was born in Kannambile. My name K K S Murthy. K stands for Kannambile. K stands for Krishnamurthy, my father. And my name is, full name is Srinivasa Murthy. K K Srinivasa Murthy. That's my full name. Since I was born in Kannambile, it's a Kolar district. I was born here, but I was brought up by my father in Kurnool. My education was all done in Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. So many people think that I know Telugu, not so much Kannada. It is true. So when I came to Bangalore, I don't know where to join, which school. Forte school ಸೇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ. ಫೋರ್ಟೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಲುಗು ಇದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ. ತೆಲುಗು ಯಾಕೆ, ಕನ್ನಡನೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಹೇಗಾದರೂ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟು. ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜು. ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ತೆಲುಗು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಥವಾ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿದೆ. ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಮೈಸೂರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಇಯರ್ಸು ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವೇ ಐ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಎ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ gentleman in spite of Kannambile. My father was a MA literature from Presidency College, Madras, because my father's studies, law, everything was done in Madras. And whenever Chester Allen, an auctioneer in Bangalore, whenever he received libraries of foreigners who were leaving Bangalore, depositing the books to that auctioneer, the auctioneer would write a postcard to my father, to Kurnool, saying that some families are leaving Bangalore, they are leaving their libraries to us. You are fond of books, why don't you come and bid in auctions? That's how father, every now and then, he used to go away to Bangalore, leave his luggage in my grandfather's house, went straight to Chester and auctioneers and then buy books. My father, when he came to Bangalore instead of Kurnool, being a lawyer, so he didn't want to continue. He wanted to start a bookshop. There was enough place for a bookshop to start bookshop. But somehow, accidentally, he used to meet an elderly gentleman, retired district, retired, what is he? He is Presidential College director or so, one of those directors. He met him in a book auction. And that man came and said to my father, young man, my father was young man, I had kept 2 books here, Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass, signed by the author, and you have taken it away. The previous day I had selected it and then kept them there. And the auctioneer knows. Now auctioneer has given away the whole lot to you. What, sir? It is yours. Come on, take. Then he said, you are a young man. I want to talk to you. Come on, come to my house. It is opposite to the auction room. My father was taken to his house. He offered him tea, and then they were talking. That's how they became great friends. So my father started the bookshop in that place because Robertson offered the garage because he sold the car, and his son, daughter-in-law, they didn't want to come to Bangalore. So what should I do with my garage? Take it as a bookshop. That's how it started. My father started the bookshop in his garage. Before going abroad, I worked in HL. I worked for about 17, 18 years. And then from HL, they deputed me as a liaison officer to France. And I was there for 3.5 years. Then I was deputed to America and London. All those places I had to visit as Hindustan Aeronautics production engineer. I was one of the youngest and the most educated youngster from joining from an Indian Institute of Science to HL. My boss, who recruited me, he was himself a lower secondary man, and he was ashamed to say, call me sir and all. Yes, sir. You are my sir, sir. Don't be ashamed, sir. I should not be ashamed of calling you sir and all. That is how we started our life in HL. And from HL, they deputed me to France. They deputed me to London. I stayed in YMCA there, and then did a lot of purchasing and selling books, all that I did. Ilinda, it shifted to MG Road. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಲಾಯರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, ರಾಜಪಾಲನ್ ಅಂತ. ರಾಜಪಾಲನ್ was a very great friend of father, because father was a lawyer and Rajapalan was a lawyer. He says he also needed money also for rent or something. I will give you one of the places to your son. Let him come back to America, start the bookshop along with you. Huh? Why don't you take it? Let him give me some $100 or $200. So I paid him $200 and took that Rajabalan. ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟೋ ಆಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ರಾಜಭವನ ಅಪ್ಸ್ಟೇರ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಏರ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಫೀಸ್, ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ರಾಜಭವನ್ಸ್ ಇದು. This place was vacant, and the owner, the present lady, her father-in-law, Rao, he is a great friend of mine. He gave the place downstairs, and at that time, and he said upstairs is vacant and all that. One of the sons is leaving, so why won't we renovate the whole place and make it a bookshop, and at the cost of so much. So I borrowed money from a friend in Delhi who used to meet me in Delhi book fairs, and I used to sell a lot of books for him. So he was very thankful to me. He lent me 2 lakhs to buy the place. So like that I had good friends through books. Books are always intimate with me. Yeah.
दोस्तों, सरगमी यादों की इस सुनहरी श्रृंखला में हमारे बीच है।
नमस्कार विविध भारती के मेरे सुनने वाले भाइयों, मैं आनंद जी बोल रहा हूँ। मैं आनंद जी यानी छोटा भाई हूँ कल्याण जी भाई का। यादों का खजाना लेके आया हूँ। हालांकि रेडियो पे मैं आपसे मिलूंगा, लेकिन दिल से मैं आपके साथ ही रहूंगा हर वक्त। तो एंजॉय कीजिएगा।
I met Ruskin Bond at the same place where father had the bookshop. Ruskin Bond used to come to empty road, and walking through, he suddenly saw a funny board, select book shop in the corner, and he wanted anxiety. He came inside, and then he saw a small shop where Raman hit, same place. And then he saw postcards, invitation cards, all. He was very happy with all those cards. Ruskin Bond started buying those things along with books. That is how Ruskin Bond first met bookshop in those days when I was working in HL. I was not even the bookshop. I used to go to pick up my father in the evening. Yeah. Ruskin Bond wrote one long letter to my father, typing it and sent a letter. And my father, after 2 or 3 years, he passed away. Then that file and all that I was going through. And then I made one list and sent it to him. He was very happy. He congratulated me that your selection of books for me was immediately so intimate and favorable to me. I'm very happy. I want these books. That is how he started. From typing, handwritten. And the whole file, you can see, it is full of handwriting only. And then I've been corresponding that I used to carry. This is one of the samples of one of the 1992 letter, Ruskin Bond. He wrote to my father, K B K Rao. Then list of early crime. He was very fond of crime and detective fiction. Ruskin Bond. So here you can see he used to Country Tales, then 7 edition, day after day. All these are. See, he used to write even regards to me. Hello, I am K K S Murthy from Select Bookshop, Bengaluru.
Okay.
I would like to talk to Mr. Ruskin Bond.
Okay. Just hold on. Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Murthy. How are you?
I am very fine. I am very
I
fine.
haven't heard from you for a long time.
No, sir. Recently, we wrote 2 or 3 letters to you.
Oh, I didn't get.
You really? I will have to check
They
again.
They didn't get to me.
Okay. So sorry.
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard from you for a couple of months or more.
That's why I was wondering why
Letters must have gone.
my 2 letters have not reached you. So
Letters must have gone.
I will again try
Before
to
I met Mr. Murthy, I met his father. That's Mr. K B K Rao. And I met him in Bangalore, I think in 1960, when they had the shop on MG Road. And I was in Bangalore for some work. I discovered his shop there. And in those days, he kept not only books, but he kept old photographs and all sorts of things, of a sort of antique interest. And I remember buying from him not just books, but postcards, and things like that, old postcards. So that it was quite a big shop on MG Road. And then then we kept in touch by post after that, and then later after he passed away, then and Mr. Murthy took over, and then I met him occasionally once or twice at the book fair in Delhi, and then on a visit to Bangalore about 10, 15 years back, when I came to do a picture book on the old golf club, the Bangalore Golf Club. So then I met him and he came to see me there. Then we stayed in touch. I would always want some particular book. I'd write to him, or he'd send me his handwritten lists. He took so much trouble writing lists of books which he thought would interest me, and I've got lots. My own library here is full of books which I got from him. He would send them to me by post. So we both book lovers, and so we've stayed in touch over the years. And he's in his 90s, and I'm in my late 80s. So he's always been interested in old books and acquiring them. And he knows my interests, you see, the kind of books I like and that I'm interested in. I buy to read, you see, basically. I'm not otherwise in the business of books. I'm just a reader. And, so I like, there are authors that are hard to get now, so he would perhaps, he knows the authors I like. So when he would come across a particular book by that writer, he would let me know about it. So it was always for me, always I'd look forward to his letters and his lists because he always lists these interesting titles. I hope that continues.
Bengaluru. G.S. Siddhalingaya, Siddhaya Puranika, ಕನ್ನಡ ವರ್ಣ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಟರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರೆಯೋಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನೋ ಕರೇಜ್. ಕಾಫಿ ಮೊದಲಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಟೀ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಂಜೆಗೆ ಟೀ.
You prefer coffee, huh?
Kannada books as quickly as possible ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. But I'll have to pay some amount. We'll see. For some years, I used to get it myself from Delhi. ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಡೆಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿ ಶಾ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಇಸ್ ಅ ಗುಜರಾತಿ ಜೆಂಟ್ಲ್ಮನ್. ವೆನ್ ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ, ಹಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮೀ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಬೈ ಟ್ರೈನ್. ನನಗೆ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರಶ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಆಗೋಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಕೈಲಿ. ಆವಾಗ ಇವತ್ತು ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಯಂಗ್, ಸೊ ಅವನು ಸಿ ಶಾ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬಾದರ್, I will take care. I will collect the books and send them, dispatch them to Bangalore. So regularly I was getting books from Bombay. That's another point. Bombay, for the increase of bookstore in Bangalore, in this place. From Bombay, every week we used to get books from transport. Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. ಊಟನ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬೇಡ ಊಟ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? 2:30 ಊಟ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮನೆಯಿಂದ. ಅವನು ತೊಗೊಂಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ. ಟುಡೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಹೌದು, ಅದು ಇತ್ತು, ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 3-4 ಡೇಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಕಳಿಸಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ. My son, he was earlier working in a commerce department, private company, and when I suggested to when he saw my plans and this and that, he suggested himself whether he can join me. I said, gladly, you can join me. That's how he joined me when I was downstairs, and even before this place was inaugurated. He started helping me. He left the commercial work job and then joined.
Oh, you mean this in the phone? Yes, yes. They have changed recently after the vaccine. I did my BCom in Sheshadripuram College, then worked for a few years with a chartered accountant, very close to this shop, the present shop in Brigade Road. Then I quit and got a job in a private company in Sadashiv Nagar, where I worked till 1999, when the company was not doing that well. Earlier years, my colleagues advised me to just stop working for them and join my father rather, so that he is getting old. You must also know about books. So I thought for a long time, those 3 years, and when the company was not doing well, I decided to quit and come to the shop. That is from 1st January 1999.
स्टोरी राइटर आएगा तो वो अपना सीनरी समझेगा कि लॉन्ग शॉट में ये हो रहा है, फिर उसके बाद ये हो रहा है, उसके बाद लाइट ये हो रही है, फलाना ये हो रहा है, लेकिन कंटेंट्स में आपको ये चीज क्या है?
एक था गुल और एक थी बुलबुल, एक था गुल और एक थी
Since he is old and he has done book purchases for so many years, going to residences and gathering, or suppliers and gathering, I thought I must also contribute for it, and started doing my Sunday rounds of book hunting. At some point, immediately I did not do it because he was doing it. I just sat here and went back home. After a few years, I thought of it, and I am happy that I started it because I have got some good stuff almost on every Sunday, which he has also appreciated.
बुलबुल कुछ ऐसे गाती थी जैसे तुम बातें करती हो, बुलबुल
K. Krishnamurthy, when he was young, he was coming and buying books from my father's shop. I was carrying meal to my father from municipal corporation office. Aವಾಗ I used to see J. Krishnamurthy. ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. I used to meet JK's lectures in 18th class, ಮಲ್ಲೇಶ್ವರ. ಆಮೇಲೆ I tried to remind him, ಲಾಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಲ್ಬಾಗಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಅವನು ಜೆ.ಕೆ.ನ. ಆವಾಗ ಜ್ಞಾಪಿಸ್ದೆ ನಾನು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಆವಾಗ ಜೆ.ಕೆ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಈ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಚೆನ್ನೈ, he was in Bengaluru. ಅದೇ a lot of people are criticizing this methodology of buying books, reading them overnight and all that. They don't believe in it. They want electronic media so that they can go through the book in a quick way and then dispose of the book. But I don't agree, because we're all old-fashioned people who have been reading books throughout the day, even the night also. Before sleeping, we go on reading the book I mean, drinking the dust of the book and all that we do. So we don't advocate electronic media for reading of any interesting book. So we believe in reading a book physically, enjoying slow and steady reading. When I was in a jail and I was going to MG Road bookshop, the last bookshop before he left to his native place, Malleswaram, my father. At that time, it was in a lane. And there, Sadashiv Raman had father's intimate. Then father told him that his son, myself, I am in America. Then he said, I want anything significant to commemorate my Raman's Institute, Maharaja of Mysore. He was very kind to donate the place for Raman's Institute. So I am very thankful to him. I want to celebrate his birthday, Diamond Jubilee. And my father said he goes through in America, in France, a lot of these bookshops and all that. If he finds anything to do with Maharaja of Mysore in France, even though the language is French, you know, Sadashiv Raman, you know, sir. So I will tell him to get it. And I got one huge book of Maharaja of Mysore in French language, holding a celebration, Dasara celebration. That book I sent it through embassy. Naturally, they were very anxious to send it to Sadashiv Raman through my select bookshop. So they sent it to India. Very next second day, it reached Delhi, Bangalore, and father showed it to him. In that anxiety to see the book, Raman, it was that bookshop was low level earlier, and my Raman was so anxious to see the book, he hit his head and twist himself. So, take care of your head, he wrote and put it, my father, bold. I still remember. And that is also one of the incidents of my confrontation with Sadashiv Raman. Hello, K K S Murthy from Select Bookshop. Select Bookshop, Brigade Road, Bangalore. Are you Peter Gomez? Yeah, all sorts of problems. Very good, very good. Don't take risks. Why? But we have to come to, for some time we missed the bookshop. Later on started coming regularly. Now that is all normal. Yeah. Oh yes, every day almost, every week we are getting books. That's why I just thought of talking to you. In case you have an opportunity of asking for any books, you can always send an email or whatever. As a student of literature, I used to enjoy the writings of Dostoevsky, even Sir Walter Scott and Anton Chekhov. And I was very fond of Oliver Goldsmith, even though he's a very ancient writer. Oliver Goldsmith, Anton Chekhov was my favorite, Anatole France, Herbert Spencer, philosopher. And I used to enjoy reading difficult philosophical, whether you understand or not. I used to enjoy reading Herbert Spencer, Bertrand Russell, all those people. Because Bertrand Russell, there are very easy reading materials. You have got very difficult reading also. Bertrand Russell, Radhakrishnan, all these people, they had two methods. Sometimes people used to edit their writings and make it simpler as a textbook prescribed for the exam or something. I have no doubt about the prosperity of the holding heavy responsibility in buying and selling old books. I have no doubts. I have no what can I say, doubts and anxieties about not being able to dispose of bought books, because even now I've been buying books, quite a number, and I am very confident I'll be able to sell them.